Good evening, friends. It is I, your humble narrator, and tonight we'll be taking a look at this Kahr Arms P380. That's right. You can see it on the frame there. Yeah, it's a Kahr Arms P380. Very small handgun. This one's in decent shape. I wouldn't say poor, but it's got some issues. Nothing too detrimental. Let's take a look at the slide there, right here, and then there's a bit of a ding. So it may have been dropped, and definitely some slide wear. It's a B series, so 2010. Older gun. I like the fact that it's got these dovetail front and rear sights. Bit played out now, but it's alright. We'll have a closer look when we take it apart. I'm going to clean it as well. I took it to the range. I'm going to clean it now after being at the range. Before I took it to the range, I cleaned and oiled it. And we'll go over some of what I saw. First, we'll just break it down. Of course, the magazine is empty, and the pistol itself is clear. Yeah? All right. So, to take it down, we want to line up these two little notches on the frame of the slide. When we line it up, we'll just push this out here. See if I can get this on camera. There we go. And then we'll go forward with it. That's it. Perfect. All right. What are we going to look at first? I'll show you what I mean by the pitting. There's also quite a bit of residue in here now. There's the guide rod, okay, and we've got two springs. We have a flat end and a almost just an end. Flat end goes against the back of the guide rod head there. So we'll put these over here. All right. And let's have a look at the barrel first. Yeah, it is quite dirty, but it just looks that way because it was very oiled before I took it to the range. If we want to, clean all of that off as much as I can get with the towel. And then let's have a look here. See if we can get a good look at this pitting here. Maybe I can zoom in. That's it. That's a good shot. Now, before, what you're seeing here, all those pits, most of them were filled with black. As you can see, some of them are here. But I hit it with the wire brush and some cleaner, and I was able to clean it up a bit. A few of these look deep. I might go through with my tweezers and just see if there's anything, that I can do to maybe even clean it out. I would rather not have it continue, but let's see, let's just zoom normal here. There we go. I did use my nice wire brush, eye brush from Quan Lee, And yeah, these bristles are quite fine. They were able to get in there and get most of the junk off. So I don't think it's too bad. Maybe some expert out there could let me know. And who knows, at some point I might get a replacement barrel. Didn't seem to affect any of the shots or the action. I mean, I don't think that would. It just, the inside of the barrel's in good shape. But as far as that goes, yeah, a bit disappointing. All right, moving on. This I'm going to clean, of course. The slide, there's some grit in there. When I got it, it was dry. Dry as a bone. However, there was corrosion and a bit of rust right along these rails, inside. And so it must have, of course, gotten humid and then not been cleaned and so on. But it cleaned up, and I don't think there's any permanent issue. Like I said, I ran at the range. The frame itself, when I inspected it, it seemed to be, as far as use on these rails and the frame, it seemed to be low round count. I think it was just carried a lot, dropped a few times, and rode hard and put away wet, but only a few times. It doesn't seem to have a high round count, as far as I can tell. So we'll get to cleaning it, and I'll shut up. We'll start with the slide. I wonder when the last time this was shot before I took it out, because it was very dry. There was some rust, like I said, or slight corrosion right inside here. I don't know if that came from the inside of the slide here, or if that was maybe not. Right, oh, there it is. Right here. That's it. So there was a little bit. Maybe I can get rid of that. Maybe it's not a big deal, but that is what I'm talking about. It cleaned up really well, though. There was more there, but we took care of it. There we go. Okay. It seems like we got most of that out. Okay. Well, let's go along the side a little bit, see what we can do there. Just here. That's it. And then around over here, that side. A few flat nose and a few round nose. So the round nose and the flat nose solids seem to jam. Now I know the gun hasn't been shot in a while. I know it's known as a jamaholic, jam-o-matic, however you want to put it. Online, I've seen all the rumors, all the posts, seen all the YouTube videos. What do they say? I've done my research, but I know that more expensive gun with tighter tolerances can be finicky on ammo. So it was having a few jams each magazine on my crappy range ammo. People complained that the flat tip bullets would get hung up when they're trying to feed. So there'd be a lot of failure to feeds. And you know what? That's what I experienced. I did. That's a real thing. And this is a B series, so it's an early model. So I expect some of the problems that people mentioned to come up with it. And but I decided to try. Well, I had planned to try the defensive ammo, and that's what I did. I loaded a magazine with a few of my different hollow points. Liberty Defense. I had some of the Sig V Crown. What else? 2 different kinds of Hornady. The one with the plastic insert and the one without. And what did I have? Oh, I had some Winchester defensive rounds as well. And a few just random that were just left over. I don't remember necessarily. The Liberty Defense is my favorite. It's so light. It goes like 2,000 feet per second or something. So it's really nice. But so I loaded a magazine. I actually ran a couple magazines of just staggered loads. Just a couple of the Liberty Defense, a couple of the Hornadies, and so on. And I didn't have a single failure to feed when I did that. So I'm assuming that it's just ammo sensitive, being I guess a higher quality gun than my Taurus, which never had an issue with any ammo ever. Never. I don't even know if it jammed once. If it did, I mean, I don't remember it, so that's as insignificant a data point as possible. So so I figure it's just a bit ammo sensitive, and that meaning it's an expensive gun and it likes expensive ammo. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not disappointed. I'll just keep that in mind when I go to the range. And like I said, I thought it might have been a low round count gun, just in poor shape. And so maybe it hasn't even gone through its break-in period, or however they put it. I'm just glad the barrel's all right. It's got the polygonal barrel. We'll put that to the side. We're done with that. Magazine, you'll notice this official magazine, which I think is the only one you can get. I haven't been able to find any Pro Mag or any kind of aftermarket replacement magazines for these. Sure would be nice because the OEMs are quite expensive. It's got a little bit of metal there that helps, I guess, kick the last round up. Engage the slide stop. That's what it does. So what do we got? All right, this is working fine, and doesn't really need to be cleaned. Here's our, well, this is our slide stop and our takedown pin, all in one. That's nice that they do that. This is an easy pistol to take down. There's no doubt about that. It's got only 3 controls, so trigger, magazine release, and slide stop. I guess if you consider the trigger a control, and I'm not a firearms expert, but that is minimalistic. But I feel it's got enough of a trigger pull to be safe in your pocket in a proper holster. The trigger pull on it is 10 times better than my Taurus. It's much smoother. Here you can see these supporting metal slides in back. There's almost no wear on them at all. So I'm thinking it's low round count, just poorly maintained. That could be. All right, we're almost done. I'm just gonna get right in here, make sure any kind of gunk oh, look at that. Yeah, I got some gunk there. I think I might just pull it through the magazine well here. Have a quick one go through the magazine well there. Let's see. That's it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think wiping the trigger just to make sure it's that looks fine. It's quite clean. Okay, that's all right. Let's give it a little wipe, and then I'll put some oil, and we will reassemble and function test. Well, that cleaned up nicely. I mean, it's not that bad condition. The frame seems fine. Let's see. I'll give this another wipe. There we go. All right, just to be thorough. That seems fine. Barrel, I mean, it is a little disappointing, but it's shot straight, so I guess as long as it doesn't blow up, I'll be all right. Now, I don't think I wiped down the guide rod, which I'll do right now. Just want to make sure I get any of that burnt gunpowder and that sort of thing. This guide rod has seen better days. There's almost a flat side just on this edge, I noticed. And I thought for a second it may be a bit, I don't know, off center or bent, but it seems fine. The guide rod itself is quite thick, quite thick. I'm just concerned about this top part. But we'll see what happens. Let's give this just a quick wipe. A quick wipe. it was already cleaned. I just want to double check that. Yeah, see, it wasn't even bad at all. Okay, going to be some editing. All right. Put the guide rod in. I'll hold it so you guys can see. And straight like that. Popped out briefly there, and then allowed it to sit in there. Now, we want to look and make sure it's straight. This should be slightly offset. Looks straight to me. All right. We already put some oil. We will get this ready. Now, as I put it on, we'll line these up and put my friend in. Okay. Back to about there. That should go in just fine. That's it. Okay. I'll get it sooner or later. It is a new gun, and this is one of the first times that I've actually done a complete takedown and reassemble. So. Function check is fine. Let me just take it apart one more time. Okay, it looks like we've got oil where we want it. It looks like it. And it's not overly oiled. So I think this will be okay. All right. Definitely gonna edit some of that. Okay, there we are. So back together. And I love that big slide stop right there. That's one of the things I really like about this pistol. My other 380, the slide stop is microscopic. I can't even hit it with my old hand, with my thumb. It just slides right off. People say it's not even a slide stop. That's not, that's not what it's for, but slide release, I mean, it's just for the stop. But this release is, oh, look at that. Just, it's right there. It's easy. And it's also easy to engage when I want to lock the slide back. So, it's much easier to get a hold of both ways. And what's nice, of course, is that it is the simple takedown. So that is my new 380. Yes, I've gone on and on. I think I've explained everything there is about it, as far as I'm concerned, I suppose. And yeah, well, thanks for watching, and everyone have a great night.